Hi everyone and welcome back to my morning report analysis videos on Tuesday 17th of April with me, Rich Fair Market Analyst at Hantec Markets. Let's have a look at cable, which is a big mover actually today. Last couple of days cable's been moving higher. That closed yesterday. 43.35 was the highest close since Brexit. So I can show you that with a zoom out. Highest close since Brexit. So the market continues to move higher, and it's sort of been tempting to move higher today. It had a breakout above 43.45, which was the intraday high in January, and it sort of moved to 43.75 before just unwinding a touch, and that unwind has come on the back of slightly weaker than expected earnings growth for the UK. Now, what we have got here is unemployment fell to 4.2%. Basic wages or ex bonuses improved as they were expected to 2.8%, but the wages including bonuses actually fell slightly to 2.8%. Sorry, actually fell were in line with last month and just were lower than expected at 2.8%. So it sort of just takes the sheen a little bit off this rally from cable, and the question would be now, can cable sustain this move higher? Obviously yes, it is now into multi-year highs, and the question would be, can it sustain that move? Technically speaking, I think that this is a very strong trend, and you look at the run higher that we had in January, which went to well above 70, actually well above 80 in the end on the RSI, and actually spent sort of 2 odd weeks above 70 on the RSI. So the fact is that sterling cable RSI is at 70 shouldn't necessarily be restrictive. Momentum indicators on the RSI and MACD lines are positive. Stochastics, you could argue, are they sort of losing their way a little bit? That would be the sort of risk I think you could take there. But yeah, this all comes ahead of inflation data tomorrow. All of which sort of paints a picture of whether the Bank of England is likely to hike in May, and probability of a hike in May is around about sort of 80-85% at the moment. So it still remains on the cards, but that would sort of lend a little bit of concern to the fact that how much further is sterling going to run in this move higher before a little bit of profit taking. So that would be the concern I've got. Although technically still very strong, you do run the risk at these sort of multi-year highs of some sort of profit taking. Now, an unwinding move would sort of give you an opportunity to get back in again. This is all the long-term trends obviously are intact, considering that cable is rising at multi-year highs. And you'd sort of look at using support as a chance to buy. So you'd look at that breakout 42.45 from the old March high. That is sort of got tested as a basis of support yesterday and sort of pretty much held 42.25, yesterday's low. So that becomes your first real sort of line of support. And you've got this uptrend channel on the hourly chart as well. And where does that come in today? Comes in around about the 42.70 mark. So there is room for an unwinding move today. And that's the support that comes in around sort of 42.20. So yeah, you've got some decent levels, and sort of the RSI on the hourly tends to sort of come back towards 40 and then find support. MACD lines back towards neutral and find that's where the buyer starts to come back in again. So there is room for an unwinding move on this weaker than expected headline wages. But yeah, I'd still sort of be looking to use any weakness on sterling as a chance to buy. It's just that whether this is now a little bit of an opportunity to sort of blow some froth off the top. You might see some profit taking coming in. So yeah, watch out for that. But yeah, some decent outlook still on cable, but as to whether it can continue the rally remains to be seen. So I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you later.